It's been just over a week of RFK Jr. providing his powerful and compelling speech where he addressed the nation, saying that he was going to suspend his campaign, partner with Trump, but more importantly, address the chronic illness epidemic. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So, this channel is, of course, not about politics. However, this is a very concerning topic. I think it's fitting to talk about it because this channel is about addressing health and wellness and taking a holistic approach to living with more freedom, joy, and health. Also, stay tuned to the end because I'm going to provide you with 3 simple ways that you can start living with more freedom, joy, and health today without being stressed, overwhelmed, and taking on a huge project. So in his speech, RFK Jr. Hold on. Okay, there was a leaf blower going by. I had to pause. But anyways, we're back. So in his recent speech, RFK Jr. said a lot of things that millions, if not billions of people know, but also millions of people do not know just how under attack we are, how poisoned we are being when it comes to our air, our food, our water, even our minds. When I say mindset, I'm talking more about the things that are taking our attention, things that are manipulating and taking over our focus, our concentration, the way we think, the information that is being given to us, and also the information that is being withheld from us. I want you to be fully informed and aware so that you can be the critical thinkers you are designed to be. So, with that, I'm just going to read off some of the highlights, the statistics that he talked about. So, he opens first by mentioning Kaylee Means. Kaylee Means is an advocate for food and safety and soil regeneration and for ending the chronic illness epidemic. Kaylee has exposed the insidious corruption at the DHA, the FDA, the NIH, the HHS, and the USDA that has caused the epidemic. He talks a little about his moral obligation to use this opportunity, which is the invitation to partner with Trump to save millions of American children. And this is from his speech. So if you don't realize how dire the condition is of our children's health and chronic disease, I would encourage you to view Mr. Carlson's recent interview with Kaylee Means and his sister, Dr. Casey Means. I will put the link for that video below. This is an issue that affects all of us far more directly and urgently than any culture war issue and all other issues that are tearing apart our country. This is the most important issue, therefore, it has the potential to bring us together. We spend more on healthcare than any other country, twice what they pay in Europe, and we have the worst outcomes than any other nations. Nobody has a chronic disease burden that we have. And during the COVID epidemic, we had the highest body count of any country in the world. And CDC says that's because we are the sickest people on earth. We have the highest chronic disease rate on earth, and the average American who died of COVID had 3.8 chronic diseases. So these people who had immune system collapse, who had mitochondria dysfunction, and no other country has anything like this. 2/3 of American adults and children suffer from chronic health issues. 50 years ago, that number was less than 1%. So we've gone from 1% to 66% today in 2024. In America, 74% of Americans are now overweight or obese, and 50% of our children. Half of Americans have prediabetes or type 2 diabetes. There's been an explosion of neurological illnesses, ADD, ADHD, language delay, Tourette syndrome, narcolepsy, Asperger's, and autism, and more. In the year 2000, the autism rate was 1 in 1,500. Now, autism rates in kids are 1 in 36, according to the CDC, and nobody's talking about this. 1 in 22 kids in California has autism. 77% of our kids are too disabled to serve in the U.S. military. What is happening to our country, and why isn't this in the headlines every single day? I wonder the same thing. There's nobody else in the world that is experiencing this. This is only happening in America. About 18% of American teens have fatty liver disease. That's one out of every five. He goes on to say that fatty liver disease, when he was a kid, only affected late stage alcoholics who were elderly. Cancer rates are skyrocketing among the young and the old. Adult cancers are up 79%. 1 in 4 American women is on antidepressant medication. 40% of teens have a mental health diagnosis. 15% of high schoolers are on Adderall, and 500,000 children are on SSRIs. So what's causing this suffering? I'll name two culprits. First, and the worst, is ultra-processed foods. About 70% of American children's diet is ultra-processed foods, which means industrial, manufactured in a factory. These, these foods consist primarily of processed sugar, ultra-processed grains, and seed oils. The ingredients in these foods did not exist 100 years ago, and humans are not biologically adapted to eat them. Hundreds of these foods are now banned in Europe, but ubiquitous in America. The second culprit, toxic chemicals in our food, our medicine, and our environment. Pesticides, food additives, pharmaceutical drugs, and toxic waste permeates every cell of our bodies. The assault on our children's cells and hormones is unrelenting. And to name just one problem, many of these chemicals increase estrogen. Breast cancer is estrogen driven and now strikes 1 in 8 women. We are mass poisoning our children and our adults. So, what are we going to do about it? What can you do about it? I mean, there's so much out of our control. It feels overwhelming. We cannot control how they treat the agriculture. We cannot control the medicine. We cannot control the pharmacy industry. We cannot control the chemtrails, the so-called conspiracy. We cannot control what's in the air. But what can we control? Here's the thing. I don't want you to feel so stressed and so overwhelmed. Trust me, I have been there, where I have felt defeated, depleted, drained, like I really had no control over my own nervous system, my own health and well-being. Where can I move to, right? But that's not entirely true. Yes, we cannot control everything outside of us, but we can take back some control. And that's exactly what I want to do with this channel. Week by week, slowly break down small but simple, incremental things we can do to start cleaning up, detoxing, making sure we're drinking clean water, making sure the food that we're consuming and feeding our family is clean or cleaner, getting rid of toxins in our environment. And that doesn't mean go, raid your cabinets, your pantries, your showers with all the products. Um, it does mean, yes, to do this, but not all overnight. Okay. You don't have to go through everything and, spend $1 million and get all new organic, clean products. There's ways to do it that I will help you break down. First, let's start with water. Then let's start with our air. Then let's start with our mindset. How are we receiving information? How much time are we spending on screens? What is consuming our mind? Is it external things out there? Is it things that we are over focusing on? Is it personal traumas that we have not healed, dealt with, faced, gotten over that we need to? So there's a lot of things we can do. So anyways, before we get into all that, because that's going to take time, please let me know. What are you interested in? What topic are you really concerned with? Like everything, it comes to healing, it is a process. The worst thing you can do is try to conquer it all in one day. So I want to leave you with 3 simple steps you can do today. The first is get it while it is still free and available, which is exposure to the sun, exposure to natural light as much as possible. We live indoors more than we are designed to. Okay, so we get out of our house, we go into a garage, maybe, or spend a few seconds outside. We get in a car with tinted windows where we're blocked from a lot of the beneficial UV rays. And then we walk into an office or into some kind of building where we work for several hours a day. If we're lucky, we get some daylight after our shift is over, and then we go back into our home. So we are not getting enough light. And remember, sun and natural light is the strongest disinfectant, even on us. But natural light is healthy, is good for us. Do not believe the hype. They have demonized the sun, and the sun should be our best friend. Okay, number 2. Engage in regular and consistent activities that bring you joy, that bring you laughter, that are fun. Sometimes we turn to alcohol to help manage stress. Choose healthy things that make you laugh, that bring you joy, whatever that is, whether that's a sport, whether that's getting together with your friends, your family, joining a book club. We'll talk about a million opportunities. Okay. But remember, laughter really is the best medicine. Okay, and number 3, everybody needs this. Become more aware of your inner dialogue. Practice self-compassion. Practice self-love. Love yourself more. And the best thing is fall in love with yourself. And I don't mean be egotistical. I mean truly love yourself, your body, your life, this life. You came here for a reason. You have a mission. You have a purpose. It doesn't have to become Mother Teresa or Gandhi, but whatever your purpose is, pursue that. You'll know what your purpose is because you will feel a natural source of joy light up within you when you're doing it, when you're feeling it. And those things, those sources of joy may change throughout your life. Just pursue whatever brings you joy, whether that is through your work, but it doesn't have to be through your work. It can be in your life. A lot of us don't realize how severe our inner critic is, how mean that person is. We're mean to ourselves. And there's been studies where people have had to write down their inner dialogue all throughout the day. And then their assignment was, now go and share this with your loved one. Go tell them these things. And they said, no, I can't do that. I would never tell them these things. Then why are you telling yourself these things? It's all about becoming aware. So become more aware of that inner critic, that inner dialogue, and balance it out. If there's thoughts and emotions that continue to come up for you that are recurring patterns, then that means it's just something you haven't healed, dealt with, or faced. So deal with it. Find the time you need. Address it head on. You will heal from that. And then start to say nicer things to yourself. It's that simple. It doesn't always feel genuine at first, but start to feel it. So with that, I also have a question for you. I'm curious. What kind of self-dialogue do you hear on a daily? Are there names you call yourself that you don't really want to do anymore? Put that in the chat. Let's address that. Let's get it out and let's start making a change to be nicer to ourselves. Find a better name to call yourself, a healthy, happier, more positive. And you know what? You don't have to be perfect. It's okay. One thing is having a positive mantra, which is, you know what? I'm not perfect. Yes, I screwed up. I realized it, and I'm doing better every day. Every day I'm getting a little better. Okay, so that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more videos as I break down drinking clean water, breathing clean air, how to shop for eggs, cheese, milk, meat, and veggies, and know that it's as clean as it's possible, how to detox, and more. Also, just want to leave you with this. If you are ready to work with someone who listens and supports you unconditionally in reaching your personal health, wellness, and emotional and spiritual goals, whatever they may be, reach out. Let's have a consult. See if we make a good fit. I'm here to support you. So with that, blessings and have a great day. Check the links below. Tell me what you think.